Xin chào. You know what? I'm reading this magazine, Business People, of August issue, and there is an interesting article on corporate culture. And I was looking at comments and wisdom of all the 10 experts on culture, and I'm very fascinated and I'm very excited because the culture is very near and dear to me. This, according to me, is one of the important, powerful levers of performance for most leaders. And it is something that many leaders do not focus on. You see, constructing culture that shapes behavior can turn your core value, really speaking, into enduring performance. How does that happen? First, let's understand. People actually are loyal to culture and not to the strategy. You see, culture is the cushion of resilience in the tough time and the bad times. You know, if you see a dying company, and if you see a company which is slowing down, not growing, don't look at their products. Don't look at their strategy. Look at their culture. You see, culture is something that has to be designed by leaders. It is not something that should be allowed to develop by default. Culture will happen anyway, but we should be the masters to be shaping the culture that shapes the behavior, that shapes our performance. Well, I'm doing a workshop on this topic where leaders are going to learn about what culture is, what kind of culture do they want to form in their company, and how to do it. And this is one of the big business challenges for most Vietnamese business leaders. You see, all organizations can be classified into one of the four kinds. One kind of organization, and you can relate to it, are very customer-centric, idea-centric. They're always creating newer propositions. Then you've got another set of companies which are very people-centric. They create value through collaboration, teamwork. That's the main focus. You've got third kind of companies which are more quality, excellence, process-driven companies. And they create great process and they can replicate it. And you've got fourth kind of companies which are fighters, which are in the marketplace all the time, competing very strongly to win the game. Now, this is a very stereotyped classification, but you would be somewhere closer to one of these four attributes. We got to have all four, but there is one where we sometimes exhibit bigger disposition. Now, the interesting thing is that how do we transform culture? Well, the first starting point is what is our culture? We must understand and assess our existing cultural attributes. There are 8 cultural attributes that define the culture. They are the roots of the tree. And if tree is your organization that is growing, root is the one which is actually helping and enabling the tree to grow. And other second step is the step in which you actually map out your ideal culture. You decide as a leader with your people as to what is the ideal culture you are looking at, aligned with your own behavior, your own values, etc. And the third important thing is your readiness. Is your organization ready? Not all organizations are ready to bring a change in their culture. But if you are, then we come to the fourth important step. And this step is what business practices do we initiate in the company to be able to create that impact. And lastly, what is the dashboard? How are we making progress? And how are we doing continuous improvement? There's so much more to learn and there's so much more to do. And I would like you to take this challenge and decide you're going to make a big impact in the culture. So join this workshop and see you soon.